The number one reason people tell me they aren't in therapy is because they can't afford it. The fact that people can't get help for something as basic and important as mental health is a damning condemnation of the American healthcare system, but that's a rant for another day. Today, I'm here to help you find workarounds for our broken insurance systems to help you get therapy on the cheap. Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to Healing Unscripted, the YouTube channel for relatable and accessible mental health content. Let's start with Employee Assistance Programs, or EAP, one of the only ways you can actually get therapy for free. That's right, I said for free. So what are Employee Assistance Programs and how can you use them to get access to free therapy? Let's talk about it. Employee Assistance Programs, or EAP, are a series of benefits offered through your employer and your insurance. If you have a full-time job with health insurance, there is a very good chance that you have access to EAP services because studies show that 97% of large companies actually offer these EAP services. One service provided through EAP? You guessed it, short-term counseling. Yes, unfortunately, therapy offered through EAP is only available for a couple of weeks and may only be available through telehealth rather than in person. But like I said, it's often 100% free for you and your spouse or dependent, so it's still a service definitely worth looking into. EAP services are subject to HIPAA rules and regulations, meaning even though you're accessing this through your job, your employer won't know anything at all about your sessions unless you choose to tell them. It's completely confidential. If this all sounds a little too good to be true, you're right. There are definitely a couple of drawbacks to EAP services, which we will get into right now. First, you have to have a full-time job with health insurance benefits to even qualify. This is a very narrow group of people that doesn't include a lot of us, including me. Second, like I said before, EAP services are short-term, usually only available for a couple of weeks. Third, also like I said before, EAP counseling is typically only administered via telehealth, which may not be as effective for some people. And finally, and maybe most importantly, EAP services can be really hard to navigate. You have to contact them through your HR department, and if HR doesn't prioritize EAP services, they may not totally know the ins and outs, which means it could be really difficult to access your EAP counseling services. Despite these potential drawbacks, I still say EAP services are one of the best ways to get affordable therapy because you can literally get it for free, people. For free. That's not going to happen anywhere else. So how exactly are you supposed to access these EAP services? Let's break it down. Step number 1, you have to contact someone in HR and let them know that you or someone in your family would like to utilize your EAP counseling benefits. This can be awkward, but assuming your HR professionals are, well, professional, hopefully it'll go smoothly. Second, you have to choose your counselor from a list of counselors provided to you by your HR professional. Third, and finally, you just have to show up for your appointment. So assuming your HR department knows what they're doing when it comes to your EAP benefits, this should actually be smooth sailing. The second way to get therapy on the cheap is through university counseling centers. If you're in college right now, I highly encourage you to go seek therapy, even if you don't think you need it, because this is the cheapest it's likely ever going to be. Many university counseling centers offer an opt-in program that you can sign up for when you pay your semester tuition. This program is usually super affordable. At my old university, it was only $60 per semester, which is more than I pay per session now. At many universities, this fee covers individual therapy, group therapy, even psychiatry appointments, which is honestly a steal. Still, there are a few downfalls when it comes to using this therapy hack. First, it's only for college students, which is obviously a very narrow population. Second, university counseling centers tend to be very understaffed and have very long wait lists. If you're in an immediate crisis, this is not the option for you. But if you can wait a few weeks, or let's be honest, a couple of months, the wait lists really are ridiculous. University counseling centers are a fantastic option for college students. Best of all, the step-by-step breakdown on how to access them is incredibly simple. Number 1, find out where your university counseling center is. Number 2, go there and ask for an appointment. Number 3, show up for that appointment. Done. Another secret way to access therapy for a reduced price is through sliding scale therapists. Sliding scale therapists are rare but amazing therapists who offer their services based on a sliding scale dependent upon your income. When a a therapist agrees to let you pay on a sliding scale, they don't take your insurance. How this works is they assess your income and set their fee based on that. So the lower the income, the lower the fee. Unfortunately, some sliding scale therapists are still very pricey, but there are affordable ones out there, and if you can find one, this is a great way to get cheap therapy. The only drawback? It can be a serious pain to try to find a sliding scale therapist. The only way to tell if a therapist does sliding scale payments is to call and ask, which means you need to come up with a list of counselors in your area, give all of them a call, likely leave a message, and wait for them to let you know if they do sliding scale payments. You have to do this over and over and over until you can find a therapist you can actually afford. Unfortunately, there really isn't a more efficient way to do this, but if you can find a sliding scale therapist in your price range, this is an excellent option. This next option for finding cheap therapy is for those of us who have insurance, but if we're being honest, it's a really crappy plan. This is called being underinsured, and it affects millions of Americans. And it makes getting access to care incredibly frustrating. You can't afford care without insurance, but with insurance, the price really isn't much lower. So what happens is healthcare is used for emergencies only, and this definitely doesn't include therapy. And that's where federally qualified health centers come in. Federally qualified health centers are special community health centers that are funded by the government. They offer special rates for clients using Medicare or Medicaid, and they often offer sliding scale payments like we talked about before. These health centers are specifically designed for those of us who are uninsured or underinsured. There are a few potential drawbacks though. First, you might be just insured enough or make just enough money that you don't qualify for federally qualified health center assistance, even if you do really struggle to pay for healthcare. And second, a lot of people need access to federally qualified health centers, meaning there's often quite a wait list. Despite these potential issues, federally qualified health centers are still an amazing option for those of us who are underinsured. And getting started is actually pretty simple. First, look up federally qualified health centers in your area using the tool linked in the description below. Second, ask about sliding scale payments or ask about Medicare or Medicaid if you use those. Third, make your appointment. If you want to avoid insurance entirely and you're looking for something a little different from traditional therapy, I highly recommend life coaching. Check out this video explaining the difference between therapy and coaching, or book an initial discovery coaching call with me using the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you've used any of these secret therapy hacks yourself.